Ever bought something and immediately thought, wait, why did I do that? Well, you're not alone. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the psychology of persuasion and look at Robert Cialdini's 7 principles that are, believe it or not, guiding our decisions pretty much every single day.
Seriously, think about it. We've all been there. You walk out of a store, you get off a phone call, you click buy now, and then that little voice pops up. Did I even need that? It feels like random impulse, but it's really not. The reasons are actually super predictable.
And the answer, it turns out, is in 7 powerful psychological principles. Think of them like mental shortcuts, little bits of programming our brains use to make decisions faster. And once you understand them, it's kind of like getting the user manual for the human brain.
Okay, so let's kick things off with the first 2 principles. These are the big ones, the foundational rules that are practically hardwired into us, governing our sense of fairness and our own identity.
First up, reciprocity. This one is huge. It's this deep, instinctual social rule that says if someone gives you something, you feel this obligation to give something back. It's the glue that holds societies together, really.
And you see this everywhere, right? That free sample of cheese at the grocery store, now you feel a little awkward just walking away. A colleague helps you with a report, now you feel like you owe them one. That first move, that first gift, creates a powerful sense of social debt. All right, next up is commitment and consistency. As humans, we have this deep-seated need to be seen as consistent. Once we make a choice or take a stand, especially in public, we feel this immense internal pressure to stick with it. Nobody wants to look like a flip-flopper. A classic way this is used is the foot in the door technique. It works like this. Someone starts with a really small, easy request, something you'd have no reason to say no to, like signing a petition. But once you've made that tiny commitment, you're way more likely to stay consistent and agree to a bigger, related request down the line, like, say, making a donation. So, moving on from our own internal wiring, let's look at how we're influenced by the world around us, specifically the power of the crowd. And this brings us to a big one, social proof. Here's the deal. When we're not sure what to do, we look around to see what everyone else is doing. It's a mental shortcut. We just assume that if tons of people are doing something, it's probably the right thing to do. You know, safety in numbers. And this is absolutely everywhere online. Why do we trust a restaurant with 2,000 5-star reviews over one with just 3? Why does that bestseller sticker on a book make you want to pick it up? It's all social proof. It's like our brains are outsourcing the decision-making to the crowd.
And right alongside social proof, you have the principle of authority. Look, we are just conditioned from a young age to respect authority figures, parents, teachers, experts. We tend to trust what they say, often without even questioning it.
Just think about this for a second. If you read some advice from Cool Guy 42 in an online forum, you'd probably ignore it. But what if the exact same advice came from someone in a lab coat introduced as Dr. Smith? Suddenly you're all ears. It's not the message that changed, just the messenger. Those symbols of authority, titles, uniforms, are incredibly persuasive.
Okay, let's shift gears again. The next set of principles move away from crowds and experts and get way more personal. This is all about the power of human connection.
This one seems so simple, but it is so powerful. The principle of liking. We are just way more likely to say yes to people we know and like. It's really that straightforward. It's why a friend asking you to donate to their fundraiser is 1,000 times more effective than a cold call. So what makes us like someone? Well, it usually boils down to a few things. We tend to like people who are similar to us. We definitely like people who give us genuine compliments. And we like people who take the time to build a real rapport. At the end of the day, it's just easier to agree with a friend. Now, this brings us to Cialdini's newest principle, which is called unity. And this is even deeper than liking. This isn't just about someone being like you. This is about them being you, part of your tribe. It's that powerful feeling of a shared we. You feel this sense of unity when you share a culture or come from the same hometown or root for the same sports team. It's that immediate bond. And when a request comes from someone inside our tribe, that persuasion can feel almost automatic because, of course, you want to help out one of your own. All right, our last principle. This one might just be the most primal of them all. It taps directly into our fear of missing out and creates a crazy amount of urgency. And that principle is scarcity. Put simply, the less there is of something, the more we want it. Our brains are fundamentally wired to be more motivated by the thought of losing something than by the thought of gaining something of the exact same value. I mean, you know this feeling. You're shopping online, you're looking at that thing you want, and then you see that little message pop up. There are only 3 left in stock. And what happens in your brain? Instant panic. That fear of missing out, or FOMO, just kicks into overdrive, and it pushes you to act now, before it's too late. And marketers have this down to a science. So anytime you see phrases like limited edition, offer expires tonight, or exclusive deal for members, just know that's the scarcity principle trying to light a fire under you.
So there you have it. 7 powerful principles that influence us every single day. But here's the most important takeaway, and it's something Cialdini himself stresses over and over. When used ethically, these aren't tricks. They're tools for building genuine connection, communication, and trust.
Which really leaves us with one final very important question. These principles can be used to inform, to guide, to connect, but they can also be used to deceive and exploit. So now that you know how to spot them, you have to ask yourself, where exactly do you draw the line between honest persuasion and outright manipulation?